everybody, welcome to Critical Flick. Today I'm going to be covering The Mummy, starring Tom Cruise, and this movie's bad. The Mummy tells the story of Tom Cruise's character named Nick Morton, and he stumbles across a mummy tomb which awakens Sofia Boutella's character, who is the mummy, and the story ensues from there, and I don't want to spoil it, and I don't really need to get much more into the plot of this movie, because to be honest, it's not good. Multiple people wrote it, and you can tell a lot of hands were involved in this movie, and it doesn't really work that well, to be honest. I really didn't like this movie that much. I don't have many pros, but I'm going to go into my pros. Let's try this. I guess my first pro would be there are some good sequences in this movie. The plane sequence that you see in the trailers is really good. It works really well in the movie. It looks good. You can tell that they took time to plan it, and the choreography and the cinematography of it looked really good, and a lot of stuff was in frame. I could follow it really well, and Tom Cruise acts well in it, and the infamous scream that was in the trailers is gone, so that was good. Don't have to hear that weird scream that was in the trailers, but yeah, so that's a pro for me. I guess my next pro would be just seeing Tom Cruise in a movie still. I mean, he's been acting in movies since the 80s, and he's still acting in movies, so it's great to see any new Tom Cruise movie. Our recent video about the top 5 Tom Cruise movies we did. I love Tom Cruise as an actor. I like that he does his own stunts. I think he really cares about making good movies. However, in this case, I don't know what happened in this movie. And now I'm going to go into my cons, and there's a long list. First con would be the plot. As I said, I didn't even really want to go into the story because the plot's so convoluted and so dumb to me. I just didn't care at all. I was never invested in any of the characters. And even with Tom Cruise in the movie, his acting he wasn't even acting that well, and I didn't really feel like he was bringing that charismatic Tom Cruise that I'm used to. And none of the other characters really caught on either. So I honestly just didn't care for it at all. Another con, the whole setup for the villain of the Mummy, and then how that progresses through the story. There are some cool shots that are kind of scary with the Mummy, but overall it just doesn't work. Like, they go from one scene to the next and it doesn't even flow. Like, sometimes, like one time they're in a desert, and then they're in a graveyard, and then this movie. I don't even know what else to say. So my last con is the direction of this film is just bad. I mean, this is an example of a poorly directed film. I'm not trying to put anyone down, or even, I don't even know if I could do better, honestly, but I'm just taking a look at it. I see a lot of movies, and when I watch this, I can tell that it was just a poorly directed film. If it had a better director, it might have been more entertaining. The plot is still a mess, so that wouldn't have really saved it, but I think solid direction always helps a movie, and this movie was just not directed well, in my opinion, at all. Overall, I'm going to give this movie a 4.5 out of 10. I just didn't like it. It's not good. I wouldn't recommend really seeing it. Don't go to the theater. I would say don't even rent it. Just wait till it goes on, like, HBO if you have a subscription, or Netflix, and you can just pop it on when you're doing something else, and you don't really have to pay attention. It's just silly. Don't waste your time. Didn't like this movie at all. Anyway, guys, leave your comment, like the video, subscribe, let me know what you thought. Maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't like it. I much prefer the original, the Mummy movie with Brendan Fraser than this one. I would rather watch that one over this one any day. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.